Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It's 10 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Just got back from a 15-mile bike ride and I got my blood pumping. I'm thinking I got a lot to talk about. Two videos I want to do today. In this first one, I'd like to talk about, I've been promising you guys this for a while, North Carolina legislation where schools and other institutions that care for children in North Carolina, that it would be a law that if children demonstrate gender nonconformity, if boys don't act like boys, if in school teachers see this, they got to tell the parents. Girls don't act like girls, got to tell the parents. Wow, this is crazy. All right, let me start at the very beginning. The whole trans conversation, when you're talking about people under 18 years old, under 18 years of age, children, I'll be honest with you guys. I got to be honest with you guys. It makes me squeamish. It makes me, in my opinion, doesn't really matter, to be honest with you guys. I'm not a parent. I probably will never be a parent. I don't work for a school. I've met transgender people before. I think the people whose opinion matters is the parents of the LGBTQ community, themselves. Their opinion should be the ones that matter. To be honest, guys, I don't know what it's called. I don't know if chemical castration is the right term. I don't know if that's the term the right uses or what. To mess around with the growth of the human body before 18, it kind of makes me uneasy. I was trying to think of other scenarios that I could equate to this. Like, who was it? Angelina Jolie, I believe. She had a double radical mastectomy? It was her choice because breast cancer ran in her family, a deadly type of breast cancer. And the percentages were very high that she would get it. And so she had her breasts removed. Okay, and this stuff amazes me. But again, it's something that I will never be able to understand. But okay, so I started thinking, would you do the same thing? If you would alter the growth of the human body of a child, if they wanted, if they were transgender, what if a girl developed at, say, 14 or 15 years old, developed quickly? And what if she had that gene? Would you do the same thing? Is that legal? Would you perform that kind of radical mastectomy on a 14 or 15-year-old girl? I don't know. I'm trying to understand this. But, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, after 18, that's fine. But before 18, it makes me uneasy. It does, altering, at that age. I understand that it's not a whim that if somebody's transsexual, then they're sure of this. It's not something like, we're not talking about a tattoo here. It's something they're sure of, and it's something, like I said, that I can't understand. But it just to be honest, it just makes me a little uneasy, uncomfortable. But my opinion really shouldn't matter all that much because I'm not a parent, and I'm not involved in it. And I believe the same way when it comes to other, like, Roe versus Wade situations. I don't think men really should have all that much of a say in it either. That being said, I don't want to start a whole nother argument here now. Okay, so the reason I bring this up, because this is part of the legislation. The part that really caught my attention, though, was that this where schools or other institutions that deal with kids, they have to notify the parents if a child exhibits gender nonconformity. This I do not agree with in any way, shape, or form. First of all, me being a creative person, I don't believe your clothes or makeup or hair or anything, that's creativity. I don't think that the teachers should start sounding alarms. If I want to wear, what's the difference between a skirt and a kilt? So if one boy wore a kilt to school, it'd be fine. But another boy wore a skirt to school, His parents will be notified. Alarms will be going off. Gender nonconformity, gender nonconformity. And what do you do at that point? You send him to some kind of school to re-educate him? This is I don't agree with this in any way, shape, or form. And there's more issues. This is just, it goes along with freedom of speech, freedom of expression. If a boy wants to put on eye makeup and whatever, then it's his choice. It's America. It's freedom of expression and it's creativity. I don't think, unless he's exhibiting dangerous behavior towards other people or he's not getting an education or something like that. But otherwise, I think he'd be hindering a lot of creative people. But this is the thing, one of the things I'm really worried about, because we've all heard about like honor. I gotta be careful with the words, honor situations, like with the Islamic faith. If a female in some of these situations, if they disgrace the family, we know what happens. And I'm thinking this could be a situation. What if somebody that's very uptight, conservative parents, and they get a call that their son is demonstrating, and they're embarrassed that the school calls them and their son is showing gender nonconformity. He's acting like a girl. Oh my God, our family's disgraced. And what would that boy have to face when he went home? I think a lot of domestic violence and worse could result in this. A lot of misunderstandings, it could inflame a lot of tensions with people who don't understand it. There's going to be families out there that are going to all of a sudden think that a member of their family is embarrassing them, that they wouldn't I think it would create a lot of dangerous situations. And the most messed up part of all this is, once again, we're talking about the Republican Party of family, the party that cares for the kids, the children, and all that, and I don't think they have the children in mind here at all. What good is going to come out of that? Calling up the parents and setting off this alarm that your child isn't acting normally. According to who? According to the teachers? The gym teacher? Some guy that played soccer semi-professionally is a gym teacher. And he sees nail polish on one of the boys. Gender nonconformity. Call the parents. And then what happens to that kid? Oh man, I don't see how there's any positive side, anything positive that could come out of this for anybody. Encouraging, let me just say this though, I am biased. Conformity is one thing that I am not. I do not conform. That's been a dirty word in my vocabulary for a long time. Just some thoughts on this though. It concerns me. I have no doubt that if this comes to pass, bad things will happen. When the school calls up and sets off these nonconformity, gender nonconformity. To me, it's a good thing. It means the kid's being creative. He's being independent. He's thinking for himself. That's what I think. But I'm not a parent. Just some thoughts. Okay, guys, I'll be back. I'm going to come back. I have another video that I came up with that I really like to talk about. Post-apocalyptic scenario. Remember how Lindsey Graham talked about his AR, how roving gangs of thugs, if there was a hurricane, roving gangs of thugs would come to his house last because he's got his AR. Yeah, I've got some ideas on that. That'll be my next video. You guys have a great Saturday.